Hello and welcome to another Ask Us Anything Live with Intrepid English. I'm Kate R and I am thrilled to be talking to you today about a really interesting but confusing grammar point. So it's the difference between three very important prepositions to talk about time periods in English. So the prepositions are for, since, and during, and it can get very confusing between the three and which one you're meant to use. So as I said, I'm Kate R and I'm with Intrepid English, and I go live every Friday to talk about a grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation point. So if you have any questions, please comment below so that I can answer your questions. And also please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to be able to see all the really useful videos we have in English to help you improve your English. So let's get down to it. Let's talk first about for. So we use for to talk about a period of time, to refer to a duration, how long something lasted. So there's a lovely open air pool near us, and we usually go there for a couple of hours in the evenings when it's warm enough. Okay, or I have lived in Paris for over 10 years. Okay, so I'm talking about how a period of time, the length of time. That's when we use for. So don't confuse for with in when referring to time. So for example, we're going to Cape Town for 2 months. So we will spend 2 months in Cape Town. We're going to Cape Town in 2 months means that we're leaving to go to Cape Town in 2 months, 2 months from now. Okay, so that's a very important difference between for and in. So after a negative, we use for and in with the same meaning though. Okay, why it can get confusing. So for example, I haven't seen him in 5 years. I haven't seen him for 5 years. So as always, there's an exception in English. So for can get very confusing with since, especially when you're using the present perfect. So the present, you have to use the present perfect with since, okay? Because since means that it's when the action or the time period started in the past and it continues to now. Okay, that's very important. And that is one classic reason when we use the present perfect. Whereas for is talking about a period of time in the past, present, or future. So for example, he lived in Oxford for 3 years and then he moved. So it's completed in the past. They've lived in Oxford for a couple of months now. That started in the past and it's continuing now. Or we're going to stay in Oxford for 3 months. Okay, that's in the future. So for can be really used in all the time period, in all the tenses. But only with the present perfect can I say they've lived in Oxford since 2020. Okay. So that refers to when the action started. So since is very much when the time happened up to now. So it's talking about that time period. Whereas for is talking about the duration of time, the amount of time, the period of time in the past, present, or future. Then you've got the very confusing fact that we have during as well. Now, during is very important that it is before a noun or noun phrase to refer to something that happens over a period of time. So you have to think it's for a noun. So with for and since, we were using with time phrases. So 2 minutes, 5 hours, 10 months, 20 years, okay? For a long time, since the start of the year, okay? But during is only with a noun. So for example, you are not allowed to use your mobile phone during the class, okay? The class. I often have my window open during the night, okay? It's during that period of time. So it can So that can be where it can get a bit confusing. So we don't use during when we refer to numbers or lengths of time. So in that case, we use for. So for example, they lived in Edinburgh for 3 years, not they lived in Edinburgh during 3 years. You can use during when you're talking about the first or the last plus a length of time or time expression. So for example, during the first 3 years in Edinburgh, they loved it. Or I haven't done any exercise during the last week. So that's very important. The difference between during is when you have it with a noun or a noun phrase. Whereas for and since, it's with a time period, it's got the numbers and lengths of time. So I hope that helps with the difference in the periods of time. So remember, for is for periods of time, since is for that starting point in the past continuing to now, so with the present perfect only, and then you've got during plus noun referring to a time period. So I hope that helps, and please be sure to check out my next video when I'm going to talk about the difference between travel, trip, and journey. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and